What's up, everybody? Did we all just get fucking worked, or did WWE pivot on a dime? It's Night Off. It's your boys. It's Alex. It's Derek. And it's Walsh. He's back. We have got a little bit of stuff to get into before we get into the main topic of today. We wanted to just kick back and do a little palate cleanser and watch some personal highlights of mine from the past several years of wrestling that'll just wash away some of the terrible, awful, horrific news that we've had to deal with for the past couple of weeks. But before we get into that, we gotta talk the WrestleMania 40 press event that really kind of not just took me a little bit by surprise, but it really made the rounds on like social media and like all of the major markets and hit all the crazy engagement. But before we jump into that, I wanted to get Walsh's impressions of just what we saw and what we didn't get your opinion on of Cody's shenanigans on SmackDown leading up to this press event.
So I only know so much.
I know.
It's just so silly. Like, I gotta feel like they're half serious some of the time and then go backstage and just start laughing with each other.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
Like, how can you not?
Yeah, I didn't watch the press event live, personally, because I was putting together a bed frame that was supposed to take an hour, and it ended up taking like 4.5.
Fun.
Yeah. So, like, I saw the reactions first, and I'm like, oh, shit, I guess I gotta watch this actual, probably WWE's dream come true. They had a show for themselves that had zero actual wrestling in it.
Well, I had said to you during the presser, because I watched it live. I had texted you, and I had said that was like the most wrestling thing to have had. Oh, no, it was the day after I texted you, actually. Yeah. It was the most wrestling thing I had seen without any wrestling.
Yeah. They went all out for that. I'm kind of amazed. Personally, I know there's a lot of people saying that, like, okay, this was the plan all along, and this and that. I don't buy it, personally, just because...
Same.
The way that they had the setup with Cody on SmackDown and then to revert back, just like the actual like execution of that makes me think it was more of like, okay, we're changing our mind now later after the fact. And this is going to be one of those things that's just erased from history. They're going to Chris Benoit it and re-edit everything later on.
I feel like you're giving way too much credit to them.
No.
Writing that far ahead? Or
no.
Is it, we got the next couple weeks and we see what happens, and then we write the next couple weeks and we see what happens?
That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm thinking that they saw the reaction and they shifted.
Oh, I don't think it was a shift is my point. Is like, it was open-ended of like, let's see how everyone reacts and we'll go that way.
Maybe.
Well, so in my opinion, this original idea of Cody versus Roman was the plan. And then The Rock, becoming a board member, decided, oh, I have full creativity over my character and everything now. No, I get to be at WrestleMania. The fans reacted very poorly, as they should. Mm-hmm. And then they tried to assuage the fans at SmackDown by doing the Cody and Henry Rollins thing and trying to make that go over. But it clearly didn't work with me, and then it led into this presser where we got to see a more, I want to say old school kind of wrestling, like raw, dirty,
it was very
not that
attitude
perfect.
era, I guess.
It gave me a very AEW vibe, to be honest with you, with some of the wrestlers who kind of get to have a little bit more creativity with their characters and come up with their own promos and such. It had that more raw feeling to it. And I think that what the end of the day, after the Henry Rollins incident, someone was able to gargle or tickle the Rock's balls just the right way to make him realize that a heel turn on this is a better option for him and to allow Cody to continue the story.
Well, I mean, historically, in the older days, The Rock was one of the more selfless people on the roster back when he was, full-time. I mean, you look back at his WrestleMania match with Hogan, and, they executed a double turn in the moment because of the reaction that Hulk was getting. They wanted to cheer Hulk Hogan. They wanted to boo The Rock, so he shifted, mid-match. The problem that I'm seeing with a lot of the narrative that's showing up surrounding what happened in the past, like, let's say 2 weeks, is it seems like we can count on WWE spreading misinformation to, like, the dirt sheets. Like, it seems like they are purposefully, like, misleading the behind-the-scenes backstage gossip rags in order to get, the reactions that they want. They're going, like, old school with manufacturing these kind of reactions.
Which is fine. I mean, because we live in an era where, information gets pumped out so fast, sometimes it's really hard to keep up. Mm-hmm. So if you can manufacture the storyline from the beginning, that makes a lot of sense. That does.
Yeah, because I think the original thing I read before the presser was that the deal with Rock and Roman happening at WrestleMania was part of, like, the Rock's deal coming on board, and that was, like, set in stone before the Rumble even. But the only people that knew about it were The Rock, Ari Emanuel, and, like, one other person at WWE and TKO. Like, Triple H wasn't involved in that decision. And okay. Which, I mean, it's possible. Like, that's not beyond the realm of, like, things that you could see happening at WWE for real. Like, people being, sort of compartmentalizing information to keep things, close to the chest. Sure, I just don't know if I buy keeping Triple H out. He's head of creative with WWE. I think he might want to know.
Yeah, I don't buy that either, personally. Yeah. I think if it was anything, there's no way you could keep Triple H out of it.
Yeah.
Not when it's coming to stuff that's going on to the TV. Like, I feel like Triple H has more of an iron grip on what makes it to camera, and I'm trying to give him some credit. I don't want to give him full credit because I think WWE still has a lot of work to do. But yeah, I don't buy it. I just don't buy it because I think that they saw how the audience reacted. They realized real fast, or I shouldn't say real fast, but fairly fast, that this isn't going to work out.
Yeah, we're talking less of a week turnaround where...
Yes.
I mean, let's face it, previous older years, in the Dark Ages, we'll refer to them as, they've been known to kind of, like, bury their heads in the sand and just power forward with stuff that people, very vocally were not enjoying.
Well, and, like, what happened at the presser, audience, if you didn't end up seeing it, was Cody finally made a decision. Sophie's choice. He got to decide. And he decided Roman. And, The Rock comes out and does his little song and dance, and I guess he was a little frustrated with how Cody brought up the Bloodline and how grandfathers would be disappointed.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it was ugly, but I'm not going to lie to you, brother. I think it worked really well. I think this Rock heel turn for it, which is kind of what this feels like. I think we're kind of calling the, I don't want to bring his name up, but the Mr. McMahon kind of style, but in Rock's own way.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be better executed probably as well because, I mean, let's face it, it's The Rock. As much as I may shit on him, he's amazing at what he does.
He's the great one, let's face it. Like, he's earned his place in the company and in kind of pop culture in general, as he's real good at this stuff. He really is.
Wait, and I saw a tweet that kind of restored a little bit of faith, I guess, in The Rock a little bit for me, that said that every time The Rock turns heel, good things happen.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say he ate an In-N-Out burger.
He should. If you ever listen to this, Rock, brother, go on that journey. Have that In-N-Out burger. Actually eat the fries.
That's going to be his face turn.
I'm told you should get it animal style.
Yeah. Animal style.
Yeah. But yeah, it worked. It was ugly. It was messy. It felt like wrestling without having anything in a ring. It was old school. I liked it.
And I'm going to say this, like, sure, yeah, you're right. It was messy. It wasn't executed the best way leading up to it. I think in the moment they did a really good job of trying to root it in reality with, okay, the cursing, the camera angles not being clean, they're a little bit off. There's, some slight rawness to it. It's not polished like their usual stuff, which I think helps kind of sell the idea of it being legitimate.
Yes, sorry, and I'm not saying messy as like a slight whatsoever. No. I mean that as a compliment. I think it worked really well being messy.
Yeah, and I like how this kind of sets up multiple branching paths going forward. I mean, in the immediacy, yes, we have Cody versus Roman at WrestleMania main eventing, but now you've got The Rock added to the mix and you've got Seth added to the mix, making things have a little bit more variety, some more permutations happening here, because it seems clear, like, okay, you could set up a tag with Rock and Roman versus Cody and Seth at some point. You can have Rock versus Cody. You can have, Seth versus Roman or what have you. And you can have Rock versus Roman at a different point in time. I also like how they've finally brought in something that's been established since 2004, which is legitimate. Like, The Rock was bestowed the title of High Chief by, Samoa. Like, that's
right.
Something that's finally incorporated into, like, the whole Bloodline saga.
I do like that they brought out the Bloodline tree, too.
Yeah.
To help really sell it more.
How great is it that Solo's middle name is Yokozuna?
I loved it. I loved it, bro.
That has something to do with his dad being, like, Yokozuna really helping out his dad at a point in time where he needed it. So, shout out to legit Yokozuna Rikishi.
I feel like if this was pre-planned in any way, with The Rock going heel potentially, which is what it seems like to me, in this whole Bloodline thing, then kudos. But I just don't think at the end of the day that's what happened. I think they stumbled into this and they're rolling with it because they realize how much this is paying off in the shortest of terms.
Yeah. And you know what? In long term, I kind of like this new heel version of The Rock a little bit more than the idea of, like, bringing back, like, Hollywood Rock. Like,
yes.
Let me bring on High Chief Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I want to see what that character looks like.
You know what would also make it even more perfect is to play into some of the like reality and have, like, an on-screen PR team that tells them what to say.
Well, I mean, reportedly Brian Gewirtz is backstage as a writer specifically for, helping out, like, The Rock and bringing in stuff for WWE. So, like, he's been on camera before. Bring him back. Just have him, like...
That would be great.
Like, okay, I feel a little bit bad for Roman about this and how they're going to turn it around. I don't know yet, but he definitely became little brother to The Rock during this.
Yes. I think... at least the impression I got from that was, that Roman's the younger brother, but also to set up a Cody versus Rock, that even though he has the belt, because I think at the end of the day, Cody's taking the belt at WrestleMania, but his story's not over because now he has another rung on that ladder he has to overcome, which is The Rock.
Yeah.
And I think what's going to end up happening at the end of the day is we're going to see a Mr. McMahon versus Stone Cold again, but it's going to be Cody versus The Rock. And it's going to be Cody, as he does, because he's really good at uniting people, uniting talent to go up against him. Almost like an Avengers style type of thing.
We'll see. It could go either way.
I got a wild theory.
Yeah.
Let's go with this. The Roman younger brother situation creates a rivalry with The Rock. They get into a big argument weeks, maybe a week or days before WrestleMania. And then Cody versus Roman, The Rock is in Cody's corner.
Okay. Are you... Because I see that. I like that. I want to know how you would pull that off. Because there's a couple of different ways you could execute that. Like, what if he establishes himself as, like, a special referee? What if he's just there on, like, ringside for when, Solo inevitably comes out to interfere in the match and he just flat out stops him dead in his tracks? Does he cheat to help Cody, which then taints Cody's win? Like...
all of the above.
Yeah. There's a lot of different ways you can work it.
Yeah, and I think if, like, let's say he does the tainted win,
Mhm.
He's going to want to beat The Rock to prove, like, not only could I beat Roman on one without any issues, but I can beat The Rock too.
Yeah.
Almost like incorporating like a legend killer type thing with Randy Orton, like how he had it.
Or do a Bryan Danielson run where he's got to beat, Randy and Batista on the same night at WrestleMania.
Ooh, yeah.
Have him do it back to back.
Have the Rock be the one to force that to happen to make his heel turn really sell even more. I could see that.
Look, we still got, like 2 months till WrestleMania. So literally anything could happen at this point.
Shenanigans. More shenanigans.
Endless shenanigans.
I think we're going to have some sort of fruition to the Roman Rock situation before WrestleMania that'll either escalate things even more when it comes to WrestleMania, or it'll just prove who's the dominant one. I don't really know which way that's going to go, but I like your idea, Walsh, of him kind of being on Cody's side and interfering. I could see that happening. I really could.
Yeah, there's a lot of other things that can still be incorporated into this now too, because okay, you're having this Rock and Roman united kind of front at the moment, and there's still like the X factor of Jay being removed from the bloodline, and him and Jimmy have like their own thing going on probably at WrestleMania. I anticipate Jay's going to be going for the Intercontinental title. Jimmy's going to screw him out of it. That's going to lead up to theirs. So,
yeah.
I mean, we could see a 6-man at some point in the future too with them, with Rock, Roman, Solo on one side, or Jimmy, or what have you, and now you got Cody, Seth, and Jay on the other side. There's a lot of different things that can be incorporated in this that hopefully they pull the trigger on and follow through.
Oh yeah, I guarantee that at the end of the day, there's going to be some great storytelling that's going to come out of this. Maybe not with every single facet of it, but at the very least with how the bloodline gets split in half, or maybe into 3, because it feels inevitable at this point.
Wait, are you thinking? You just put a thought in my head. What if it goes like fucking WCW NWO route, where now you've got NWO Black and White Hollywood and NWO Black and Red Wolfpack with the bloodline, where you got Rock on one side and Roman on the other?
I could see that. Yes, I could see that. I mean, honestly, like this is an era right now that we're in where a lot of older stories are being rehashed again, like Lion King and all that. Why not rehash old wrestling stories that haven't been done in 30 years?
I mean, we all saw The Rock's PowerPoint of the family tree. There's a lot of Samoans in this family.
There's quite a bit.
Yeah. And I think he goes by the name of, I think Zilla Fatu is the one who is just currently a free agent now. He was on, I think, with MLW or a different independent promotion recently, and I think now he's a free agent again.
Okay.
He's another one that could be added into this mix at some point.
Yeah, I can see a lot going on with it. I feel at the end of the day, though, I still got to say, I don't feel like this was the original approach they were going to do. They stumbled into it, and it feels like it's a gold mine.
Yeah, it's one of those happy accidents. It's like the discovery of penicillin, where like, okay, they were trying to do something, they wound up making something else that's better than what they thought.
I honestly, I have to agree with that. I think it's a perfectly well put way to do it. And I think at the end of the day, I mean, you have The Rock. He's the storyteller. So
just lean into it with it.
Yeah.
Full on lean
Whichever
into
way
it.
they want to go.
Now, the other things that were happening last week is we got the announcement of the special named Dynamite in Boston for AEW. It's big business in Boss Town. So, I mean, everybody, it's all but, concrete said. We're going to see Mercedes Money and Okada, or one or the other. My money's on both in AEW in March, post pay-per-view.
Well, it seems all but a guarantee that Mercedes is going to AEW, because I keep seeing more and more stuff about it. I have to agree. I do believe at the end of the day, after all this weird shenanigans crap, Okada's not going to come to WWE, even with this happy accident.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. He's got a tight relationship with the Bucks, Nicholas and Matthew Jackson, EVPs,
Yep,
as
thank
they
you.
are
Thank you.
required to be known by now.
Yeah, I was gonna say thank you. We are legally obligated.
Hey,
To
I
say
just
that
don't want to get
correctly.
fined. I just don't want to get fined.
Yeah, yeah. The last time we got fined by them, it was huge.
Yeah.
For any of you that don't understand, Alex had to give off half his kicks.
Yeah. Yeah. They took
Half.
my most expensive Jordans. They got my Travis
Yep.
Scott's. They got my Spider-Man origin stories. They got my Chicago to North Carolinas. They got my off-white grave. What are they called? Graveyards. I can't remember. My Nike Blazer off-whites. They took them all. Yeah, all of them. They're gone.
Yeah.
They even took my infrared Yeezy Jordans. Those ones that you cannot get anymore. They're gone.
See, I mean, they hardball, man, but like we should have read the fine print. Like
Oh yeah.
we,
So small though.
I know. Like, and honestly, you would have thought we like have all this. We couldn't afford a fucking magnifying glass.
Apparently not.
Like, come on.
Yeah, they're
Last
like
time I had
stationary?
one of those, the paper set on fire.
Yeah. Can we shout out though how well executed it was with Sting and Darby winning the tag titles and the Bucks coming out wearing all white when they had been
All
wearing
white.
all white the weeks previous. Like they set that in place ahead of time because they knew that's where they were going to arrive at. I want to shout out them just being like, no, we it's out now, but beforehand, like nobody was putting it together. That this is clearly what they're going to do. I love it. Oh.
I love that thought ahead. Great sell after the fact,
Yep.
and you know they're part of the reason why I love AEW so much. So, I mean,
Yeah.
they make tag team wrestling fun again. AEW
And-
as a whole does, though.
Yeah.
So,
We got a lot of Revolution to look forward to because honestly, this might be the first pay-per-view where they've put a tag event as the main event. We haven't seen
Yep.
that from them yet, and I've been waiting for it, to be honest.
I'm excited. I'm honestly I'm really excited because where a lot of people only really get the body style wrestling and all that when it comes to WWE, you get to see a lot more variations. So if this works off as well as I think it will, we're going to get to see a lot more different kinds of main card events that you don't normally get to see from WWE. And it's going to help outsell them over time.
And, I mean, let's be honest, it's Sting's last show. You got to build the whole show around that.
Yep. I that Sting is not being screwed over for his final bit with his own storytelling. He's a goat, man. He's a goat. He deserves to be sent off like the goat he is.
Yeah, and holy crap, how great was the shot of that match with Sting and Darby versus Big Bill and Ricky Starks, where Sting just shows up at the top of that balcony, and the way that they shot it with that low angle up, like old school WCW Sting hiding in the rafters style.
Yes.
And then he just dives, and he's the first one up. He's 65 years old, I think, and he's the first guy up after taking a bump like that.
He's a fucking professional, man. He's the GOAT.
Sting's an OG, man. Matters to Sting.
Seriously. I can't wait till he gets his full send-off. I think he's going to get his flowers, man.
He
I mean,
deserves
he
it.
already has them. He already has them in many respects, but, you know, time to make it real.
Yeah, no, 100%. 110%. Okay, now that we've got all that business and chicanery and shenanigans out of the way, I wanted to revisit some classic moments in, well, wrestling history. The first one up, this is from the greatest Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. God, Titus O'Neil will never live this moment down. Number 39 in the Rumble entrance. Here comes Titus O'Neil. He's gone on to become probably one of the biggest proponents and ambassadors of WWE, but he will never live this moment down, in my opinion.
I remember that. Oh,
Yep.
my God, I remember that.
Yeah, he just takes a dive right under the stage. He comes in too hot, trips, and he is entirely under the ring.
Man.
God.
Oh, my God. If he would have come
gone.
back out holding a weapon or something, it would have been worth it.
It would have been worth it. He could have played it off.
Yep.
But-
Like, honestly, if he lied resulted in him coming out the other side with, like, a sledgehammer or something, still sliding,
Sledgehammer, chair, anything.
anything, he'd be around.
Who was walking past him when he went under?
Let's see here. I'm going to rewind. Scrub through. We got a ref over there.
Like on the right. Yeah, let it go a little bit.
Let's
Yeah,
see here. We
I
got.
see.
Oh, that's
That.
Bobby Roode, I believe. Yeah.
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 I just kind of looked at it like,
He just got eliminated.
what
He's like,
the heck?
you're on your own, buddy.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that moment.
Yeah, you don't see him at all from this angle. Oh, God. What we got over, maybe you can see something better over here. Nope. God,
God,
I
they
feel
just need
so
a
bad.
little bit of oil, just a little bit of oil, man,
Mm-hmm.
underneath the ring, and let him keep sliding out the other side, and like he just pick up a sledgehammer as he's going,
you know, I remember.
and he comes out with a sledgehammer like coming out in front of him, and he acts like Thor.
Yeah, he's just flying through like Thor. They could play it off if they planned it, but unfortunately, Titus Worldwide, God, that trip will live on in infamy forever.
yeah, I would have just stayed under there. Let a few people go, and then I'll come out. Maybe everyone will forget.
Play it off like a strategy, like, oh no, I went
Uh-huh.
under the ring to wait out until you got some more people eliminated.
Can't get thrown out of the ring if you're under it.
That's a
And
good
if
point.
you've never gone in yet,
Yeah. I like that thought process. That's pretty good. This next one is another Royal Rumble moment. We have the Iconics, Peyton Royce, and, oh, crap, Billy Kay. God, I can't believe I forgot her name. It's because they got released, like a year ago, and then they had to go by different names and stuff. Yeah, they're pretty heated coming backstage, getting interviewed by Kathy Kelly.
God, I miss them.
Yeah. That was the real joke.
You got a real question? No, you're just wasting our time. What do you want
Yeah.
to ask
You're just wasting our time.
Yeah.
Yo,
We had
They-
planned to- and then see Evans happened. Yeah, you're so sympathetic. Thank you so much, Kathy, for being so sympathetic for us.
The Iconics are
It's
just
just-
pure banter.
they are. They
Yeah.
are. They're just. I mean, They definitely like took some classes on how to improv. Like that was amazing. That was amazing.
Like, you go to journalism for that is one of my favorite lines in all of wrestling history. You gotta be
God, that's so
joking
good.
me.
I love them though. I absolutely love them. Such a great duo.
Such a great duo. Like, on their own, pretty hilarious. Together, they were an unstoppable team. I put them up there with Breeze and Fandango working together as Breeze Dango doing the Fashion Police bits.
Yeah, the Breeze Dango dude, definitely.
Oh god, they're
yes.
so money.
I
Probably
remember watching this live on. Yeah.
yeah, the old days. Stone Cold Steve Austin gives a little surprise to Booker T in the grocery store,
Oh man.
jumping them. Now, I don't know if this is more or less famous than Stone Cold showing up disguised as a doctor to beat up Vince McMahon, but this is pretty close.
Yes.
And just the brawl, and like of all places, the grocery store. I wish they did more like on-site segments like this, but they
Yes.
haven't done them in a long time.
I would absolutely love it if they did stuff like this again. I remember watching this, man, when we were young.
Yeah, this is when Stone Cold was probably at the peak of his powers, I would say.
Oh God, could you imagine being in that grocery store, walking in and seeing this happen? He'd be like, "Not today. I don't need to
Yeah,
go shopping
Man,
today."
Yeah, you know-
I just needed some eggs.
Yeah. You know what?
Bros,
Or
I need some onions. Can y'all like move out of the way, please?
just run over to the beer aisle to grab a can to toss to Stone Cold.
Seriously. Give him like shitty off brands,
Oh yeah, like a
so
light.
that he throws them back at you and gets mad at you.
Bring him like O'Doul's, something non-alcoholic.
Seriously, and we get super pissed and be like, you know what, Booker T, you can wait.
Yeah.
You can wait.
Yeah, shoot pissed.
Some good ad libbing, some great ad libbing.
No, Stone Cold was always like, especially when he turned heel, he was pure banter.
God.
He's hard to come by.
Boxes of crackers.
Oh,
And I mean, when you're using someone in a segment like this, like Booker T, you know he's gonna play with it the whole time too.
Oh yeah, he's
I
already got.
forgot about that. Yeah, his pants ripped. I forgot about that. Come on, sucker.
I love that. Okay, free and clear. We're good. Here comes Stone Cold right through the fridge.
Drinking some milk.
Milk.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Like, they just got to play. I wonder how long they got to play in the grocery store and do this.
I hope it got them like a solid 4 hours of time. Just
Like,
let's.
there's no way these people are not. There's no way all of them are actual like employees of WWE. Some of these people must have just been grocery shopping that day. And they were like, "Hey, do you mind being in a segment?"
Oh,
Like,
God.
there was a dude there that looked like he was like 75, like he survived World War II.
Oh
And,
yeah,
like,
no, he was probably just there. He was just working. You know.
well, yeah, dude. Like I feel like he live a moment he didn't get to relive since he was like a young man in the war. The look on his face, he was like, "Yeah, get him."
I remember doing this.
I remember having brawls in the grocery store as a youngin. You know,
He
tying.
tried to grab the last loaf of bread, didn't he?
Right before I served in World War II at the Battle of Verdun.
Verdun.
Shout out, all who served in World War II that are watching this. If you,
Oh, yeah.
you brave, glorious bastards, like 2 of you.
Now,
Zero. It's 0. If it's 1, I'd be fucking surprised.
There's got to be one. There's
if you
gotta
served
be
in World War II, you gotta let us know, please.
Yeah, shout out. Please let us know.
Yeah. Now the folks at home are gonna be seeing something different. It's a photo of R-Truth and Tupac from back in the day, because somehow R-Truth met both Tupac and Eazy-E, I think, on the same night. Because R-Truth is a fucking time traveler.
Seriously.
But the footage that we're going through here is the Royal Rumble from 2016, and here comes R-Truth entering the Royal Rumble match, stopping. What's he looking for? He's looking for a ladder
Yep.
for the Royal Rumble.
Well, yeah, of course. No. See, my brother knows. He knows that he's ahead of schedule, basically, because he's about to win the Money in the Bank soon.
Yeah. Everybody else has stopped and what they were doing. They were probably selling.
What else
for
are
a
you
bit.
doing at that moment? You're like, might as well see how this plays out.
Yeah, Truth, what are you up to, brother?
I mean,
and he makes it to the top of the ladder in record time for a wrestler.
yep, yeah, he's real quick for a wrestler. Like that's some speed. Little do people know, don't actually train their hammies whatsoever, so they can't climb ladders in a normal way.
Yeah, that's
But
why.
Truth, being a time traveler, knew he needed to work them hammies out.
Yeah, I mean that's also why it's so common for wrestlers to blow out their quads. I mean, look at Vince, look at Kevin Nash, look at Shane O'Mac. They skip leg day too often.
Well, and one of those though,
Genetics.
probably, because we got some fun there, so that didn't come out right.
No, you're gonna. You want to try that again?
No, we'll just let that where it is. That didn't come out right either.
No, we're gonna move on. Up ahead, we have
Hey, Derek,
a special.
let me just have that shovel.
You gotta dig up, stupid.
Yeah, I just stumbling into the situation.
Yeah, you put your foot right into it.
Just right into some cream.
Cream. Okay.
Didn't that come out?
That didn't help you. Look, so from what we the next one that we heard, this is TNA days. This is a night where the Main Event Mafia took over the show. So we've got Chet Lemon and Black Snow on commentary during this match. Actually, they were on commentary for most of the night. No.
Oh, I forgot TNA had the octagon ring.
Yeah, the 8-side ring. And here's Booker T coming into the match with Black Snow still mic in hand.
Love Booker T, dude.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. You brought this up, actually, in a previous podcast.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite moments in all wrestling history. What the hell's going on?
Mayhem right here.
Petey's down.
Oh, man. Booker T's a bad man. So good. I love Booker T, dude.
That and the way he used to say respect when he was doing that faux accent of respect.
Respect.
That's pure. Oh, God.
Dude. That's another one. When he decides to retire someday,
Mm-hmm.
he better get his freaking flowers because the WWE has screwed that man over.
They did.
He-
He's on commentary now. He's got his own wrestling promotion. He's doing some stuff.
But honestly, he deserves like an amazing retirement send off because the dude, he's helped keep the WWE together.
Yeah. I mean, King Booker was fantastic. Was a pretty damn amazing champion. The early days in WCW, where he was in the Harlem Heat, he was coming to get Hulk Hogan, which will not speak any farther on what he actually said that day, but you know what I mean.
Thank you.
Classic
Yep.
moments. Classic moments.
Classic moments.
Yeah.
Classic moments.
Here is something from the early days of, God, the early 2000s. We got Shawn Michaels being upset that Eric Bischoff doesn't think he's controversial. Now,
I mean, he very much is controversial in real life.
in real
At
life,
this point,
he's doing. At this point, he's kind of come back a little bit.
a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Besides that,
And also, probably his longest running rivalry in all of time is he cannot work computers. Anytime you see him on the keyboard, he's just doing like the single digit index fingers.
The files are in the computer?
Yeah. You know, call him back to Montreal Screwjob.
Yep, I was going to say Montreal Screwjob right there.
what's her name? I know. I can't believe he said it.
Bring it up to
Mary,
you, bitch.
what's her name?
What do you mean we don't know controversy? No, that's it. We don't know. I don't believe this. We don't know it. What's your
Dude, that's Stan.
Just
What the fuck?
yeah. Early appearance by now known as Sean Spears, the chairman.
Brother, that's Jeff from accounting. And that's little Jimmy. Brother, little Jimmy was 2 days from retirement.
Yeah.
sure as hell is funny?
Shawn Michaels kicking people in the face will always be funny to me.
I mean, he got the perfected leg slap, you know? Like, it sounds good every time. Like,
Yeah.
his high kicks are amazing.
Yeah.
I'm reading the name right now.
Yeah. Top Dollar, formerly of WWE, formerly of NXT, and he got the main roster call up with Hit Row after they had already lost Swerve.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a good sign for them. Michael Cole did not let him live this down for weeks.
Yep. Oh, God, I love this. He's like, come on, baby.
Yeah.
Got them all. Yeah, you got them all right. You got it. He's like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah,
What the fuck just happened?
I'm gonna let that replay again because now there is a story that came out of this. According to Top Dollar, this failed suicide dive woke him up to the fact that he has diabetes.
Whoa.
Yeah. Apparently, that's why he fumbled it so hard. Is his legs weren't working right because he was having a bit of a problem, a little diabetic problem.
No joke. I thought you were gonna say that forced a hernia, and while they were trying to push stuff back in, they realized like, oh shit, you have diabetes. We need to like stop this blood flow from happening because you're bleeding out, brother.
Yeah, no, it was just his legs weren't working right. He went and got some work. Went to go see a doctor, and turns out, yeah, he's diabetic. Unfortunately.
Wild.
Better
like,
to know.
Yeah, better to
yeah.
know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's wholesome. That's actually a wholesome moment.
Yeah, I feel bad a little bit for laughing at him, but at the same time, Michael Cole just eviscerated him for weeks every time he was on camera after that, and it was too good.
As you do, though.
Yeah, as you do.
Because that was
As you do.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry about the reason, but it was fucking funny, dude. And if
Yeah.
you
Not
don't
only that-
see that, fuck you.
Yeah, like it's wrestling, by the way. Like, I'm sorry. Like, we live in an era where I'm going to use real life situations like you fucking up
Oh, yeah.
for weeks on end.
Especially when it's something like that. Like, Michael Cole is one professional son of a bitch, but he also has a very good memory when it comes to things that tickle him. And he will probably, like, be on his deathbed still chuckling about that moment, I think.
Oh, I bet. That was too good. That was too freaking good.
Yeah. Up next here, we've got Bobby Fish with probably the promo of the year from like a year ago. him making an appearance at TNA after he was his contract was not renewed with AEW. And just this is the only important bit. This is really the only important
Folks, where's the lie?
because it's a fucking meme at this point. But yeah, that was not edited in any way other than just cutting down the painfully long, awkward, and silence from that crowd because they did not want to give Bobby Fish anything because that promo was so fucking terrible.
It was so bad.
I'm sorry, Bobby Fish, you may be the oldest man on the planet, but Jesus Christ, you could not work that crowd any harder and they would give you nothing.
Oh, man. Like, it was like grinding bones to dust at that point. Like, brother, there's nothing else needed here. Just bury him.
Yeah, and it's right at the tail end of the clip here, and there's some debate on what he says. Some people say...
Hold on, pause it.
Yeah.
Go back. Sorry to interrupt, but just
You
go
want,
back to...
You want
a
that?
little bit farther.
Right here?
Go to, like... Yeah, right there. Look at the guy in the blue shirt right there. Look at that fucking smirk on his face. He don't give two shits. He don't give two shits.
Yeah.
It's just smug.
Yeah, there's some debate about what is said by the guy in the crowd at the tail end of this. Now, we don't know if it could be CM Punk. It could be Bobby Fish sucks. I'm not quite sure.
No. Because I was going to say, what I hear two things. I either hear CM Punk or I hear CM sucks.
Yeah, it could be one of those things. It could be also BF sucks.
Oh, yeah, it could be. Yeah, you're right. That
for
could
Bobby
be BF.
Fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be that.
But the line reading of, I mean, folks, where's the lie?
Where's the lie?
Fucking kills me. God, he came in like he was the hottest shit, and nobody could give a solid single fuck about him. I feel bad, but at the same time, like, dude, you oversold yourself. You bought into your own shit.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, he's not going to get flowers. He ain't getting flowers. He had a moment to get flowers when he gets sent off. It ain't happening.
No, I mean, he's getting some baking flowers. That's what he's getting. He's getting some white flour to make some cookies with to cheer himself up after it's all over.
It's not even bleached either. It's unbleached. Mm-hmm. It's that like cheap off-brand.
Oh, that Great Value off-brand, where it's not even like Walmart brand. It's like the ring below that, where it's not even like
flowers spelled a little bit wrong, so they're not technically lying to you.
Yeah, like you're unsure if this actually came from wheat or like
wait a minute, isn't flour OU? Why is it UO on here?
Why does it smell like gypsum?
Oh God, drywall. Okay.
Ugh, why does Derek know what that tastes like?
We all
drywall.
Yeah,
we all know.
Yeah. Here's a throwback to the Panda days of the pandemic and the Thunderdome with Nia Jax and Lana.
Oh God, I love this.
Yeah.
I love this.
Now, if the crowd was really there, we might not have heard this.
Tailbone first into the hardest part of the ring. Well, that's all steel reinforcement out there, Tom. Lana still got to find a way to get Jax through the table.
Yeah. Oh God.
What I love is like she's not specific, so like there's a couple there that it could be, and with the way she landed, it really makes you wonder.
It does.
Like either way, air went up a hole. Either way, like some air was like forced freaking through Skywalker style, dude. Like up to the elbow, gone. Like it comes back out.
Yep.
You need a robotic hand.
Yeah. Oh God. I mean, her reputation.
And let me tell you, that air did not tickle.
No,
it didn't tickle.
No, her reputation hasn't always been the greatest, but I mean, at least she'll have this moment to forever be remembered by.
Well, and it's not as bad as falling under the ring. Like, this is a type of meme where it's relivable, it's lovable, because honestly, I think it makes her feel more realistic.
Yeah.
There's always going to be a soft spot in my heart, Nia, because I just think she's great overall. She just has some work to do to get better.
Yeah, I mean, she does have some work to do. I mean, she's gotten better at, like, the outside in ring work ability stuff,
Yeah.
She's gotten better at that. And, you know, she's well beloved backstage, too. So that's always a bonus. Like, it's one thing to be a bad wrestler and to be a dickhead. But when you actually have, like, a personality that people want to be around, that helps a lot.
Well, and I wouldn't say she's a bad wrestler, though.
I
Like,
would.
personally.
I would.
I think that she used to be a bad wrestler, and she has that she's learning. Like, because this last Rumble, like, it wasn't the cleanest of showing, don't get me wrong.
No.
But it was pretty damn good, especially compared to some of her older stuff. Like, she's definitely gotten better.
She's gotten better. She still needs to work, do some strength training, because I saw her, like, dude, she literally picked up, what was it, Piper Niven, and she just dropped her. She dropped her.
The
She
wobble.
dropped her
Like,
on
'cause
top
you
of somebody.
Her knees gave out.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if her knees were given out.
Yeah.
Which I think is an issue she might have been having for a while now. But she has improved, though. Like, I there's a soft spot in my heart for her. I think over time we're going to see a great women's giant style wrestler out of her.
I would hope so, because you know what, like, she doesn't deserve all the hate that she gets, but
No.
at the same time, like, you know, come on, Nia. I mean, you're getting paid for this. Like, I want to see the effort.
I feel like the Rumble kind of showed us there has been some effort.
So, yeah. At the end of the day, I mean, we'll see eventually, like, where she ends up as far as
Yeah.
in the great lexicon of...
At the very least, she's going to have a meme.
She's got more than one. And there is still
That's
the
true.
moment of, God, that awful exchange with Charlotte. Was it last year on SmackDown, where they had probably the most awkward wrestling match where things turned real for a second there, and it looked like it was going to go south real bad. And, oh boy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that, like, you can play into stuff like that, and like with like Punk, how he does it, really turn that around into a good storyline.
You could. I don't know if it will. So, I don't know how much of this was a shoot, how much was real. But Roman going up against Cena, like, Cena on the mic could bury people like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns, you are the big dog. Everybody back there knows it. Everybody out here.
Honestly, this is one of the biggest burns I've ever watched in my life.
You see, Roman, I'm
Yeah.
what you would call a polarizing figure. There are people that cheer because they stand for what I believe in.
Yep.
And then there are people that boo because they don't. And then every single week you can audibly hear those people so desperately wanting me to change the content of my character. Maybe a little heel turn.
Yeah, actually.
But with you, it's...
He
I
was
don't know if anyone's ever told you this.
so brutal.
They go back and forth
Always.
with you because when they look at you, they see what I see. A cheap-ass, corporately created John Cena bootleg.
Yeah, they kind of did. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
At least they didn't have the blue contacts on Roman anymore, because that was weird.
That was so freaking weird, man. Like,
What?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
used to have
Yeah,
blue contacts.
His show
Like,
right here.
so he'd have blue
He ain't
eyes.
the guy. Dude, you're just a guy.
It was
Guy
a weird
trying
look.
So desperately to fill shoes that you never will. Carefully, young man.
I think this is where it started.
I'm not
Like, he
the youngest
internalized
Spice,
that.
I think he did too.
Career. I am the fastest, strongest, and hungriest that I have ever been in my entire life. And the reason you won't sign
mean-
that is because you know if you do, your Roman Empire.
Yep.
Yep.
God.
Bam.
So, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff here being said, technically, even right now. This is during that time where, Roman was being shoved down everyone's throats, and they had to, like, actually counter real boos with fake applauses and shit.
Yeah.
This is before his turn where things became more real.
He can
Yeah.
take anything and spin it. That's what he does.
And he's doing the wrong thing where he's just talking them
But it
up.
blows my mind that he stands out here and he runs his mouth and he's talking about y'all boo him because y'all want him to be a bad guy.
God.
They
Like-
boo you because first of all you suck.
So fucking lame. They gave him just the worst stuff.
According to them, so does he, but that's okay. He won a gold medal.
Shut up for a while. How about that? And second of all,
Go ahead.
Struggling.
Let's get it out.
He's struggling so hard right now.
Find it.
Huh?
And
Go ahead. Yep,
Cena
yep.
just
Go ahead.
drags. Look at it. He's just dragging him into the abyss. To lean back. This part kills me.
It's called a promo,
Shut
kid,
your
and
mouth,
if you want to
John.
be the, you're gonna have to learn how to do it. So go ahead.
Where it gets real.
He just
I love
banished
this.
him to the fucking shadow realm there.
Boom.
See you, fourth wall.
The reason why they boo you is because they see right through you.
Okay.
He
Remember this line?
restarted.
Yeah.
You're a yes man who can learn how to do anything or be anything.
Can you hear the crying? He's about to cry.
You're just a fake bitch.
I mean, yes, sure.
Yeah.
At least he's real about
We're
it.
talking now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're hearing me now, ain't you?
This is all
Well,
kayfabe, brother. Of course I'm fake. What are you talking about?
Fake ass.
Oh yeah. Yeah. See,
Yeah.
there it is. See,
Yeah.
You know, now his sadness of being called out is now turning to anger.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, every single week, so you can hang out on the Today Show.
Yeah.
Go ahead, keep going, boy. Keep trying to spin it.
Jump on his
Keep trying to spin it.
Big old bus, and hell, maybe I'll come to a WWE show if they pay me enough.
I love how
All right,
he's
Clark Kent.
just
But what
shifted
are you really gonna
his
do,
whole
John?
character now.
What are you gonna do, huh? You're gonna jump off that bus with that big ass shuffle, that big shovel. That's what you're gonna do, and you're gonna bury
Shuffle?
as much young talent as you can.
He did do that. He did
Because
very
that's
loud young
what you
talent.
do, right?
Yeah.
That's how you stay on top of the mountain.
I mean, the Nexus, oof.
Yeah. Yeah, he has a history of that. But they were pushing him so hard during those years where there was nothing going on. So
Yeah.
What irritates you about me?
why not keep constantly having him bury
You can't
people?
me, John.
I mean, what else you gotta do? They need to feed people to him to like compete
You
against,
can't
and
tell
unfortunately,
me
they
how I make
couldn't build
decisions.
anybody
I'm the one guy in the
to catch on.
Well, and the funny part is Roman can't say much. They did the same shit. They like for whiles,
So now
for
tell me
years.
this.
Yeah.
Why
This
would
is
I
the
wanna
system.
lessen my
Yeah.
legacy, my bloodline, to be the next John Cena
Yeah.
when I can be the one and only Roman Reigns?
See, I feel like if you would have put some emphasis behind your name there, you could have sold that better.
Or go
And-
real quiet.
Yeah. Jake the Snake style. Make him listen.
Roman Reigns. Well, my name ain't Roman Reigns.
You gotta whisper it in their ear. Roman.
Yeah.
Reigns.
Like get all up in that ear and be like, "Hey, Roman Reigns.
Because
Got-
Roman Reigns is a fool. Roman
Yep.
Reigns.
It doesn't matter if you're done.
Old saying, it's better to
Yep.
keep your-
Is it just me or does John Cena look like an 8-year-old who dressed himself to go to a Warner Brothers?
Look.
Yes.
You
yes,
are
but the
100%.
one thing he's missing is his wellies.
Yeah. Like he's fucking nailed it. That's his wrestling
So
uniform
good.
on top of it.
All your
What's awful is it's our old school colors too.
Oh yeah. Like you know,
Hate it.
dude. Like that's the downside too. Like if he ever like
I'm about to shrink you down to size.
just didn't rock the jorts, he would have been fine. But that became his
Yep.
uniform.
So everybody back there thinks
It's just it feels like it was like the one holdover from Thugonomics era
Yep.
because he wore jorts then too.
Yeah.
But it made more sense because of the style at the time. So
Dude, the style at the time, you know, was to tie an onion on your belt on the left side, which was the style at the time. But
yeah, what was really weird was like they never actually told you about tying garlic on the other side because of vampires. Like
yeah.
it was a weird time to be alive, audience. Like it was crazy. There was a lot to fight against.
Dude, I
Do y'all
just
remember the Ghost Wars of fucking Diggity 7?
the Ghost Wars. I remember the Kaiser taking over Louisiana, and we had to buy it back.
Yeah, and that caused the Ghost Wars.
Yeah.
Goddamn
but-
Louisiana ghosts.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Can't
like,
contain those.
honestly, helped out Abraham Lincoln's image. It was a redemption arc for him. He had that heel turn for a short while during the Ghost Wars. Then he flipped sides, and then
Yeah.
he won.
And then he started
And-
hunting vampires, and that really turned things around for him.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate how they were able to they get the upper hand at the end
Yeah.
and use their thrall John Wilkes Booth, who was a shitty actor.
Was he a shitty actor? I thought he was pretty popular.
He might have been popular, but he's a piece of shit. So
Well,
I thought
yeah,
his brother was more popular.
that's probably true.
his father was better though at Midsummer Dream. So I will give him that because I saw a few of those shows and they were pretty awesome.
You saw some of those shows? How the fucking old do you think? What?
Is this not the R-Truth podcast? The Time Travelers podcast with R-Truth?
No,
Oh, that's
sir.
next door.
Yeah.
Oops.
That's next door
Wrong
and
show.
last week.
Oh, it's so weird. It's so hard to keep track of time when it's like non-linear, wibbly stuff.
Yeah.
It's that B theory of time.
But yeah.
But I do have to say, that was some great clips. Thank you. Out of them
Yep.
all, I think the top two for me, personally, would have to be the Booker T one,
Yeah.
for sure. That's
Yes.
top tier. That's like GOAT status alone.
All time one
Yeah.
of my favorites. That whole show is fantastic with just banter.
I'm going to have to watch that. That
Yeah.
was amazing. And My Hole. That was too fucking funny. I'm sorry. That was too good. That was like great timing. I know it wasn't probably meant to be any sort of timing, but goddamn. Goddamn. It was like someone farted into her in the pain. You could see it in her face.
I know. I think I got a real good screen cap of that for behind us on the video version of the podcast for people to look at. We're watching that.
I can't see it, audience, but let me know. Does that look like she's receiving an air enema? Because I have a feeling it does.
It's pretty damn close. It's pretty damn close. But yeah, those are just some of my favorite clips probably of all time. I know there's plenty more. I mean, one of these days, like, you know, we've got things like the Shockmaster to still go through.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And I think we might do like a whole one just on like specifically botches, like actual things that just like went wrong, like in the ring and so forth. I don't want to steal Matthew's whole gimmick with Botchamania, obviously. So I want to steer clear of that. But just some fun stuff for us to watch.
Well, I think if we do our homework, we can all bring in a few clips, and we can do show and tell.
Yeah.
We can do show and tell.
Yeah, that'd be fun. But yeah, if you'd like that, if you've got some clips that you want us to take a look at and review next time, you know, leave them down in the comments for us. Hit us up on the social medias. We're at Nightoff Pod everywhere. But we're gonna wrap it up here, boys. Yeah, what do you got?
Real quick, audience, put on your tinfoil hats. I want to hear your theories on this whole Cody Rhodes Rock situation. Do you think that this was pre-planned way in the past? Do you think that this was done unintentionally, but they stumbled into it? Anywhere in between, anywhere beyond? Let me know. Like, I really want to know how people are feeling about this.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. We Want Cody is a movement that lasted all of a week, really. So we'll see how it plays out. We got a couple months till WrestleMania, so things can change.
Let's be real. We Want Cody evolved into Cody's Choice.
Yeah, Cody's Choice. Are you trying to trademark that hashtag?
Cody's Choice. Cody, come on the podcast.
Oh, I'd love to hear Cody talk about anything, because that man is a student of wrestling. He has got a great big heart, and he loves to lie, according to Bryan Danielson, because he makes it fun, and I want to hear him just lie to me.
Well, I was going to say, that actually makes it even better for the idea I had. My idea was to have Walsh interview him, not knowing anything about any of his past matches or anything, and just see what happens.
So, Mr. Rhodes, how do you feel about squirrels versus raccoons?
He'd be up for it. He's a good sport.
Like, how are you about waffle cookies? And how much is too much powdered sugar?
If he says no to waffle cookies, the fucking interview's over.
Just get up, shut it down. Shut it down. It's game over, brother.
We were going to do this live. No more. We're done.
It's over.
It's over.
You know what? Let it roll. Leave this asshole here with his no waffle cookies.
But take his mic.
Camera.
He's not allowed to talk.
Camera cuts to the crew behind us that are all eating waffle cookies, staring in anger.
Oh, let it roll.
Just powdered sugar just exploding with every bite.
God.
A nice, like, zoom-in shot, you know, of someone biting down and the powdered sugar goes...
Well, it's either that or you inhale the powdered sugar and start choking. So, cloud it is.
Well, and if it's Alex's mom, then there's guaranteed to be something addictive in there, like cocaine or something. So just snort it.
Hey, allegations.
Allegedly. Yeah, no, you're right, allegedly. But
Yeah.
once I start eating those, dude, they're like fucking Pringles. I can't stop.
Imagine if they came in a giant Pringles can.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Your mom needs to start making these waffle cookies in Pringle cans and sending them to me.
I'll ask her if she's got the time. Okay.
Tell her I said that because of how much she loves me to make the time.
Yeah. Oh God.
Not gonna do it.
Yeah. Hey, before we wrap up, do you guys have any Super Bowl predictions?
Yeah, today's Super Bowl. That's right. I forgot about that.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're not allowed to say that. We're not allowed to say that. That's trademarked. The big game.
The big game. The big game.
The big game.
The bowl soup.
That superb owl.
I'm going to go with whoever the Young Bucks thinks is going to win.
Okay. Yeah, they got a good mind for the game.
Swift's boyfriend.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I'm going to go with Taylor Swift and her boyfriend, and them together, duo ship saving American democracy. Stay tuned.
Yeah, I want them to endorse Dark Brandon.
Oh, it's going to happen.
Yep.
It's going to happen. Because unfortunately, as much as the Democratic Party fucking sucks, it's either you have fascism or like 90s fucking conservative party that is it somehow survived to 2023.
Okay, let's not get into this because then we're going to start being accused of being communists, which we are.
Hey, to be perfectly clear, I believe in a monarchy where I would be king.
It's clear.
Oh, that's cool. I believe in living in a post-apocalyptic commune that survives the cordyceps takeover because of global warming. And I want to have like the shocked Pikachu face when I find out I'm living under communism.
Yep, I'm okay with that.
Robots will kill us all before then anyway.
God willing.
Hey, comrades, let us know what you think. Do you like how comment goes and how you type? Do you like how to video? Do you like how videos share you? Let us know.
Look, dude, let's be honest. Yeah, that was okay.
Make sure to tell all AIs all of your information.
Sell your information to the AI supercomputers that are taking us over as we speak. And remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit us up on the Instagram and the TikToks and the other things at Nightoff Pod. Link in the description for website, where to subscribe to the podcast. We're on all the platforms. And where to buy some of our merch.
Look at that.
Thank you, Derek. Do a little dance for the people.
Oh, you can't see my butt dancing. I'm doing a little butt dance as well.
I'm just waiting until the time Derek does that and goes, my neck.
It'll happen. We're old now.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm not used to that.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy your night off, and we'll see you next time. Say goodnight, boys.
Good night, boys.
Good night, boys.